Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Salatu vesselamu ala Resulina Muhammedin seyyidina meded ya Resul meded ya Sadat Resulullah meded ya meşayihil destur mevla şallah fazla Hasan Şeyh Mehmed Adil'in meded tarikatuna sohbet vel hayru fil cemiyye. Allah'ın takdiri, Allah'ın takdirine inanmak lazım.
We must believe in the will of Allah Almighty.
Onun ahsenül halikin, yaratıcının Allah Azze ve Celle.
And He, Allah Almighty, is the one who created everything in the best manner.
Her şeyi en mükemmel şekilde
He, Allah Almighty, created everything in perfection.
Yaratmıştır. İstediğini yükseltir, istediğini alçaltır.
And He may increase the rank of whoever He likes, and He may decrease the rank of whoever He likes.
Diyor Allah Azze ve Celle, kimi izzet isterse Allah'la beraber olsun ki
Whoever desires to be honorable and to obtain the ranks of dignity shall be with Allah Almighty.
O izzet ve şerefle yaşar.
Those who are with Allah Almighty are the ones who will live with honor and dignity.
İzzet istemeyen, zelil olmak isteyen, hani aşağılık olmak isteyen,
Those who reject honor, those who prefer to live in a miserable state and to want to be losers,
Allah'a karşı gelsin.
shall oppose Allah Almighty.
Şimdiki zaman insanlar umurları değil.
We now live in a time where people don't care.
Kendi menfaatleri olsun da
All they are interested in is their own profit.
onun ötesi mühim değil.
Nothing else matters except they themselves and their own profit.
Her türlü şey yaparlar ki kendi menfaatleri olsun.
For the sake of their own benefit and their own profit, they undertake all kinds of things.
Onların anlayışı, yükseklik anlayışı, alçaklık anlayışı
They don't have a high level of understanding. Their level of understanding is very low.
kalmamış.
And they no longer have any understanding at all, actually.
İnsanlarda bu şey kalmamış. Onun için her şeyi yapıyorlar.
People lack understanding, and this lack of understanding which leads them to do all kinds of things.
Her şeye gidiyorlar, yani kötü şeylere de.
And thus people move towards everything, and they move towards bad things.
Daha fazla, çünkü menfaat orada zannediyorlar.
And people prefer and tend to move towards bad things because they think that it is there where they will find benefit and profit.
Menfaat yok orada.
But there is no benefit or profit to be found there.
Orada hiçbir menfaatları yok. Sırf kendilerine ihanet edip
There is no benefit or profit to be found there. All they will find there by going there is having betrayed themselves.
kendi nefsine mağlup olmak, şeytana mağlup olmaktan başka şey değildir.
By doing that, by going there, they betray themselves by succumbing to their egos and to shaitan.
O nefsine uyan rezil olur.
Those who follow their egos and succumb to their ego's will be ruining themselves.
Rüsvay olur.
They will become losers.
Kıymeti kalmaz.
They will lose their value.
Kıymetli olan Allah indinde kıymetli olandır.
Who is valuable or what is valuable is the one or are those things who are valuable in the divine presence.
Allah Azze ve Celle'nin Onu izzet, şeref sahibi yapan Allah Azze ve Celle o.
It is Him, Allah Almighty, who grants honor and dignity and value.
Ona talip olan ona da kavuşur.
And those who seek value, honor and dignity must ask and request from Allah Almighty, and Allah Almighty will grant their wish.
Allah Azze ve Celle'nin yükselttiği insan olalım inşallah.
And may we become those whose ranks Allah Almighty has increased.
Onun yolunda, emrinde olalım inşallah.
May we follow the way of Allah Almighty, and may we implement and act under His order.
Bu dünyaya meyletmeyip kötüyü iyi görmeyelim inşallah.
May Allah Almighty protect us from being inclined towards our egos, and may Allah Almighty protect us from perceiving what is bad as good.
Elimizden o kadar geliyor. Başka şey gelmiyor.
This is all that we can do, and this is all that is within our capacity.
Yani elimizden şimdi bu vakit muhafaza edip kalpten kabul etmemek.
We now live in a time where all that we can do is to preserve ourselves and to reject within our hearts the bad and the evil we are surrounded with.
Çok şeyler oluyor. İnsan elinden bir şey gelmediği için
Many things happen, but it is not within our grasp to change those things, or we do not have the capacity.
Onu kabul etmemekte imanın en zayıf olduğu zamanda yaşıyoruz. İmanın en zayıf olan zamanında yaşıyoruz.
And all we can do is reject within our hearts and condemn the evil and the bad that happens everywhere. And this is the least we must do in order to prove our faith. It is the lowest level of faith to condemn and reject evil, at least through one's heart. But that is the time we now live in. We now live in a time where faith is at its lowest station.
Kafirden made Müslümanız diye geçinenler de her türlü.
And it is not only the disbelievers who lack faith, but it is also Muslims themselves who have not truly faith.
Kötülüğü onlar da yapıyor.
And thus Muslims themselves do bad things too.
Allah muhafaza etsin.
May Allah Almighty protect us from bad things.
Şeytan şerrinden.
May Allah Almighty protect us from the evil of shaitan.
Nefsimizin şerrinden.
From the evil of our egos.
Onlara tabi olmayalım.
May Allah Almighty protect us from following shaitan or our egos.
Onu beceren çok nadir insanlardır.
There are only a few people who are truly in power over their ego.
Onu zapt edip de zapt ettim diyenler çok nadir insanlardır.
There are only a few people who have truly overcome their ego to the extent that their ego has succumbed to them and that they are in power over their ego.
Büyük evliyalardır onlar.
Those are the great saints of Allah Almighty.
Türlü herkes son nefesine kadar nefsine savaş açması lazım.
But all others must be cautious up to the last breath about their egos, and they must be in a constant war against their egos.
Nefsini zapt etmesi lazım.
And they must control their egos.
Hiçbir dakika değil de bir saniye bile fırsat vermemek lazım.
You must not give in to your ego, not for a minute, not for a single moment.
Allah yardımcımız olsun.
May Allah Almighty support us.
Allah tevfik. El-Fatiha.